Well, welcome to This Day. Happy 4th of July. Everybody knows what this day is today, right? Independence Day. I'm Michael Taylor.
And I'm Bobby Higgins. It's a beautiful day today for the 4th of July.
I know, right? I hope the clouds stay away from the beach. They just need to peel back like they have been doing lately. So
yes,
that'd be
exactly.
nice.
We want to be able to see those fireworks tonight for sure.
We're going to tell you about some of the events going on in Laguna Woods a little later in the program. But first, let's talk a little bit about the history of the 4th of July for those of you who need a refresher course, right? It commemorates the passage of the Declaration of Independence by the Continental Congress back on July 4th, 1776.
And the celebration was initially modeled on that of the King's birthday, which had been marked annually by bell ringing, bonfires, solemn processions, and oratory.
Yeah, you remember the coronation earlier this year for King Charles now,
Yes.
right? They were bringing the bells, and that was part of it, and the big oratory meet speeches, so I can see how that kind of tradition kind of carried over. But of course, we had fireworks the whole time. Fireworks have been part of the Independence Day in the United States since its first celebration back in 1777. So we were blowing up people's fingers and getting injuries way back when.
Yes, I wonder how they were able, how the hospitals handled that back then, right? Were there hospitals in 1777? I don't know.
Find out the hard way.
And the last history fact, Congress made July 4th a federal holiday in 1941.
Now that's the one that surprised me the most.
Yeah.
Like that it wasn't already a federal holiday for so long.
Right.
And that's really crazy. And I remember, do you remember the bicentennial year in 1976, or you're probably not. I was a kid.
As a kid, but I don't know. I don't remember.
And I remember how cool it was. Battle on the 91 freeway. You know that dam they had, and they put that giant mural out there, which they just redid, and it's looked back to its former glory. And the coolest thing I thought was the quarters. They had the bicentennial quarters, and they had the 1776 stuff on the back. Right?
That's right.
That was really fun. I don't know why they always stuck out in my head. Those were the two things that I remember. And every elementary school student, when you were in elementary school, you took your picture behind an American flag that year.
Oh, yes, yes.
That was the background for your school pictures. and you were encouraged to wear red, white, and blue, and I did.
Oh, how cute is that? I don't think my school did that, but I love that idea.
All right, let's talk about favorite foods.
Yes.
It's not only 4th of July fireworks, but favorite foods. So we got a list here from USA Today. I found this one. It's the top 5 foods. What do you think the number 5 is?
Well,
It's a tough one. Here we cupcakes. It's cupcakes. So you wouldn't think of that's on the list, right?
Right.
Now the rest of them are not desserts. Number 4, I agree. Everybody should have, right? Potato salad. 100%, right?
Yep,
I love potato salad.
Everybody loves a potato salad.
And wings, which are, kind of a newer,
Surprisingly,
a more new addition. I remember like wings started to become buffalo hot wings. Like, oh, what is this all about? Remember wings?
That makes me think of more of football tailgating.
Right. But wings they made the list at number 3. Then my go-to for sure. In fact, I'm going to get hamburgers tonight.
Yeah.
Hamburgers. Number 2. And
See,
the number 1, you have to know this one. Everybody knows this one. They have the hot dog eating contest.
Sure. I'm not a hamburger fan, but I love a hot dog.
Have you ever seen the hot dog, the Nathan's thing they do in New York?
Oh, there,
On Coney Island, and
yeah.
that Joey Chestnut guy and those people, they eat those things. It's like it makes you not want to ever touch a hot dog again in your life.
They look delicious, but they look very big.
It seems like that's a lot. So here's a fun one too. Who watches fireworks? My head is think, oh, everybody watches fireworks, but I found out that only 7 in 10 people really watch fireworks on the 4th of July. And this was even more interesting, I thought. 53% in person. So some people just say, I'm going to watch something, I'm going to watch a celebration on television, or I'll watch something like that.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, the driving there, the trying to find, you can't even find parking. You have to walk like a mile in sometimes. I mean,
that's one of the things that when we get to our age and you're, right? When your kids are like, what do you mean we're not going to fireworks, right? So I did that with all my kids now that they're old enough, like, okay, do I want to go to fireworks again? Or I don't even have a plan. What's your plan? I have a plan to go stand-up paddle in Newport Beach. Bay for today, but we don't have firework plans yet.
Well, I'm hoping to have a little house party, pool party for the day, and I just found out recently that I live in Kodo, and in RSM they have big fireworks at the RSM lake, and it's really funny because this will be our 5th year there now, and I never knew there was fireworks. So I'm excited to actually go see the fireworks this year.
What were all those explosions every night on the 4th of July? All right, well, that's all the fun stuff we have for you on the 4th of July. Coming up, we're going to talk to the Golden Rain Foundation, my previous interview with them, an update on what's going on there. And then later in the program, we'll tell you about some of the stuff going in our community. So stay with us on this day.
Hi there, we're Orange County Labs. Please call us today for your VIP concierge phlebotomist in-home lab collection appointment. We simply come to you in the safety and convenience of your very own home for any lab test. As a covered benefit at no cost to you, we will draw your blood for your physician with results the very next day. One call to Orange County Labs does it all. We look forward to seeing you all soon.
Are you or someone you know experiencing ringing in your ears? Does it interfere with your hearing or sleeping? Hi, I'm Ann Mundell-Noel, audiologist and owner at Amazing Hearing. As an audiologist, I am trained to properly assess and treat hearing issues and tinnitus or ringing in the ears. Oftentimes, ringing is a sign of hearing loss. I'm here to tell you there is hope for you. Listen to your body. Call us today.
Life goes by quickly. Enjoy it while you can. At Southern California Family Dentistry, we help you live your best life. Dr. Jahangiri has been serving the community for over 15 years. His #1 priority is your comfort and care. We offer complimentary dental implant consultation. Our implants start at only $9.99. Check out our new patient special. We offer exams and x-rays for $49. We also perform implant-supported dentures and sleep dentistry, all under one roof. Transform your smile. Don't wait. Give us a call today.
Golden Rain Foundation has been doing a lot of work lately. Here to give us an update on everything that's going on, we welcome the president, Bunny Carpenter. Thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you.
So let's get into it. What are some of the latest things that we're going to kind of jump into, and what's the Golden Rain Foundation been doing?
One of the things that the Golden Rain Foundation is going to be doing is, I was sitting here and thinking about it, but our greatest achievements recently was how we order vehicles. Okay. In the past, we had to go to the committee, and the committee was approving each vehicle that we bought. Now, understand we have about 144 vehicles just for, a year. That's not the total amount of vehicles that we have. It's large. So anyway, we started working with Sourcewell, and which is a firm that does the purchasing for you. And so now we have the committee will approve the specification once a year, and staff will go ahead and order the vehicles when they need them. And what this does is cut out a lot of red tape in order to get these vehicles ordered. But the other big thing that happened yesterday, especially at the MNC meeting, was the approval of the scope for Clubhouse 1. We've been working on that for so long, and
that's the beautification of Clubhouse 1?
Clubhouse 1, yes. I mean, beautification. We've gone through interior designers. It's just taken us a long time to get there. And so now it's in the hands of MNC. And the scope, I can tell you, it's about this big, but it is an achievement, and it really made me feel good that we had an opportunity to get that passed. The other thing that is so important and everybody's interested is the space planning.
Okay.
So I think most people know the story. The Building E is basically our maintenance building, and we had security and maintenance and moisture intrusion. We had several departments that stayed there, but the building was so bad that we just couldn't keep those employees in there any longer.
Right, so this is kind of a study to see where we can move them feasibility-wise, space-wise.
Right, and so we have that report in that it was done by the Austin Company, and on June 29th, we will have a meeting and basically show that to the corporate members. It's an open meeting, and it is a show and tell. That's all it is, a show and tell. This is what we came up with. So I'm really excited, you know, basically to present that to the corporate members.
Okay. And you have some slides for us. We kind of wanted to maybe go through some of the slides, some of the information on the slides. And
right.
if you want to jump into some of those, I know that
Yes.
it's quite a full agenda you guys have going on there. The work seems to be endless.
It is endless, believe me.
So we got an update on the dues that are going on?
Well, one of the things that's happening right now, and everybody knows, we're going through a budget, okay? And I thought it would be a good time to talk about the dues because there is such a misunderstanding as to what is GRF dues. GRF collects the dues for the housing and for GRF. And so many people out there think that all that money goes to GRF, and it doesn't.
Right.
So I just wanted to clarify a little bit, you know, that it's GRF members. They there's a collection right now is $221.31 out of your monthly dues, and that's collected for the GRF membership. And we are at the point right now that we are looking at what the dues is going to be for next year. So last year we were able to have a surplus of $10. And so they only raised the dues something like $3.81.
Okay.
Well, we don't have that surplus this year, but we do expect to have some surplus that we'll be able to bring down.
Right. Yeah, and those certainly and people need to understand the inflation that went on between the last year. And I mean, I imagine that ate up a lot of what the projections were. When you do these budgets, you're a year out in a lot of cases, and maybe sometimes even more, trying to say what are the costs going to be, and it was really hard to predict those things.
It really is. If you look at the chart and you see how much the GRF dues, you know, that part of that is for employees, and it has. I think the last time we looked, it was about 65%, and that keeps growing because of the cost of raising the rates. And I have to say that we try to keep up with inflation. We try, because we really value our employees. I have to say that. But then we also have everything else that we need to cover.
Sure.
You know, you can see over here what GRF oversees. It's a lot.
Yeah, right. And it's just, you know, and there's also a lot of transparency in that. If people really have questions, they can go to the website. They can look at the numbers themselves, right? They're all there.
They are all there. They are in the Green Book, and I encourage everybody to go to the website and basically look at. You can see it by department, basically on the expense, and I have to tell you how important it is for these facilities to be kept up.
Right.
If everybody just doesn't want to spend money and they don't want to keep it up, you're going to see a deterioration in our community.
Right, right. And that's the important thing. Communities without HOAs, when you go in there, you know, because there's no standards, there are no, you know, in terms of maintenance and yards and your homes and parking on the street and all kind of things that HOA kind of does behind the scenes, and you think it's automatic, but it's really not.
No, it isn't. And I think our recreation, you know, is really great. And we here at this community cover everything, you know, sports, our recreation, our entertainment, everything is for all ages. And what I'm understanding is that the average age for coming into our community, well, well, it was 78, the average age. And I understand now it's 72. So you're seeing more and more younger people come into the community. And that's why it's important that we keep it up.
Right, and then we have a graph here. I think I was just looking at it earlier. Operations and maintenance, costs associated with landscaping, utilities, repairs, general upkeep, common areas, swimming pools, clubhouses, fitness centers, recreation areas. We want those to be wonderful. We want those to be safe. We want them to be upkept and those kinds of things.
Right.
And that just costs money. Those are the realities.
They are the realities, and I'm glad that we have an opportunity to actually talk about it today. Because again, I have to say, you know, the dues will be raised this year, and I'm sure that if everybody understands the money that we have to spend and actually how conservative GRF really is with the money that we have to spend, that they will, you know, want to vote for that increase.
Right, and it's not like this is an outside entity. These are folks who live here. You know, you're looking out for yourselves. When you spend this money, you're spending your money.
That's right. That's right.
So
right.
being a good steward. So let's go over some of the other expenses that we're talking about here. Security, emergency services. That's a big thing too. And those are people. You know, that's people, and those are expenses that are real. And
you have to really look at what security does in this community. We have a very large security department.
Right.
And they help keep us safe. That's the biggest thing. They help keep us safe. And GRF basically has direct oversight, you know, for security is part of their responsibility.
And then there's other community services, just like wellness, education programs, those things that GRF oversees too, right?
Right. Recreation is taking on more and more as far as our exercises classes and things like that. We do have a lot of education also by Saddleback, which I've in the past attended these classes, and they're just wonderful. And one of the big expenses is lifeguards. Lifeguards, we tried one time to reduce some of the lifeguards, and the community had a fit. You know, we're old people. You got to keep us safe. We want a lifeguard, you know, at every pool. So
yeah, that's all. I mean, that's all ages. That's just simple. That's just smart. That's being responsible, really.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, some of the other things like that you guys are upgrading. There's technology to upgrade, and we all want to have the modern stuff. So I mean, that tech does not come cheap.
Oh my gosh! Well, this year it's been really a challenge. We've spent a lot of time on technology. The biggest thing that was passed, not just recently, but I think it was last year, is the ERP, which is the village operating system. And once that operating system gets in, there'll be more efficiency in regards to being able to buy your tickets, being able to, you know, just for staff, you know, it'll be really good for staff. It's not something that everybody sees, but it's something that is so needed, and eventually they will be able to see the efficiency of that. Now we are in the point that possibly by the end of the year they will start installing that. So that's a big one. And then we have the website. So in this next month, the website, the vendor, the selection
right,
of the
there's a
vendor.
relaunch on the way for this website. The big deal, right?
It is a big deal. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a big improvement. Basically, the website before was patched together, and so it's a very strong feeling. Recommendation based upon the people that have that skill set that is a very necessary to do in order to keep up with the laws, for one thing, the ADA requirements, and also for ease of reference.
So when you talk to folks about why we have HOA fees and what is the value, what kind of things do you tell them in terms of value of having an HOA and paying those monthly fees?
It is so important. One of the biggest values is our property values. Okay, when we have our property is well maintained, okay, it creates a positive impression and enhances overall aesthetics of the neighborhood.
Right.
It just, when you come into this community, you know, you feel like we're all here for the same reason. We're all here to enjoy the last part of our life, and it just makes a very good impression when our community is well kept up. So the other thing is a community cohesion, which is what that regular maintenance, you know, ensures these areas are safe, clean, inviting, promoting a sense of community, and encouraging residents to engage with one another. So if it can lead, if our community is neglected, it can lead to dissatisfaction among homeowners and decline of community spirit. And I really have to speak to that because of the fact that there are so many people out there that says, keep our dues low, don't spend money, don't keep up the clubhouses. You really don't need to do that. You really don't need to paint this year. But if you don't do it, it costs you more in the long run.
Right, absolutely. And that deferred maintenance is a really big deal. When you're looking at poorly lit streets, cracked sidewalks, and that kind of, and then who wants to go out at night or who wants to walk these sidewalks? And so if it's not inviting, you're not going to have that spirit of community where people are out there and using the facilities, feeling safe in the community and all those things. That's a really part of why most people moved here in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is a wonderful gated community. So what we're also talking about is resident satisfaction. And so it's the fact that when they come here, they expect a certain quality of life. They expect a certain, you know, aesthetics, and by keeping it up, paying your dues. I have to say that again, paying your dues. You know, the residents are happy, you know, with the condition of their community. It fosters a positive living environment, and it can continue. It's long-term residency and resident involvement.
Absolutely, and there's just the reality of if you want nice things, if you have nice things, if you want to keep those things up, the very things that attracted you to the community, you can't come in now and say, well, I don't want to pay for those things. But and I think that's probably the thing a lot of folks don't understand about HOAs and the standards that they have. What are some of the biggest misconceptions you would say that when people ask you questions about HOA and why our dues are this and why we do these things, what are some of the things that you would say that they mostly don't quite get right or don't understand?
They really don't understand the cost, okay? And I have to tell you that a friend of mine and myself, we went to Texas and we went to see several different homeowners, so 55 plus communities, and some of the biggest in Del Webb. And so we came back and realized what a value you have here. People that think our dues are high, that's what they say, our dues are high. Our dues are low for what we get. We get TV, we get water. And those new communities out there, they don't provide the upkeep that we get, you know, like the outside of our buildings. Right. When you go into a new 55 plus, you take care of that whole building. You take care of the lawn and everything in front of your facility. And I can tell you, they do not have a pack. They do not have large Clubhouse 5, you know, in order to have the entertainment that we have.
Right. And that's the thing. And then one of the most important things, I think, is those reserves. The reserves are so important because things happen. A pipe breaks, a roof suddenly, you know, there's leaks and those kinds of things with all the storms we had last year.
Right.
And those are the realities of having a strong reserve. And HOAs, they'll let those reserves kind of dip down or are in real trouble when there's, oh, we need to do a repipe or things like that. So those are one of those kind of emergency things that is also important to have a healthy reserve, right?
Yes, and GRF has a healthy reserve, and we also had a reserve study, which is in the Green Book, and everybody can look at it. We're lucky to have Jim Hopkins on our board, which is a very skilled financial analyst, and he basically put it together for us, okay, as to what dues we should be paying every month that would take care of all of our expenses for the next 25 years. And so because of that, our dues are in good shape. Our reserve, our reserve is in very good shape.
Well, that's wonderful talking to you, Bunny. Thank you so much for coming in. Bunny Carpenter, president of GRF, thank you very much. You are watching ThisDay on Village Television, and we'll be right back with some announcements.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 45 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit us anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
All right, welcome back to ThisDay, and we want to tell you a little bit about what's going on in the community here. We have the 4th of July celebration. For those of you watching the 9 a.m. show, get out there for the golf cart parade from 11 to 11:45. That's going to be free of charge for that event.
Yeah, that looks like so fun. All the different golf carts are totally decked out. So if I was in the village today, I would definitely be going to check that out.
Absolutely.
Looks like a lot of fun. And right after that, from noon to 2 p.m., Stone Soul will be playing at Clubhouse too. So that'll
Both
be a
events
lot of
are
fun.
free, and it says here that you can also get some food, ice cream available for purchase until 2 p.m. while supplies last. Enjoy the show. Enjoy your day. Have a safe and sane 4th of July, everybody. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Absolutely.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, coming up, as we're going to talk about coming up on ThisDay tomorrow, definitely join us back tomorrow because we will have Pacific Financial Planners and Southern California Family Dentistry.
All right, well, have a safe and sane 4th of July for all of us here at Village Television. Make this day a great one.
Happy 4th of July.